Hey, this the book of Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They call Halam like Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, HaKodash. Double honor style teachers, the head apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching in truth, sincerity, and diligence for the sake of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord witness lesson may be edifying and straight to the point. And the Lord said, my people are foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children, which that word Sodom goes back to being stupid, man. You see, because here you have it, man, the 4th of July, in which, we're at the end of the 4th of July, but, hey, this is a day that the Israelites, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, or Native Indians, and you heavily indulge in this day, man. In which the so-called white man independence ain't got shit to do with you. You see, because it's a known fact. The articles out there, documentaries, history. Look into it, man. You was a slave in 1776 when the 4th of July was being established, man. In the process of them establishing it, you was still in chattel slavery. Still had chains on you. You was still getting your backs beat in with whips. The women was still getting raped. The kids was still getting killed. Alligator bait. Hit the nigger baby. Hey, Esau, the so-called white man, was still getting off on heavily afflicting you, man. Causing great misery and pain on you, man, in slavery, man. And here you is, now 200 years or so later, now you celebrating and you giving tribute to his independence, man. That's why the Lord say, hey, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. You see? Hey, because you still refuse to consider the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is continually stricken and consuming our nation, and you niggas refuse to pretty much turn back to him. You refuse to even consider him, man. You refuse to consider your conditions, man. Why you in the ghettos? Why you getting the worst of the education? Why you got the worst food in your neighborhood? Why is crime so heavily in your neighborhood, man? Why your women whores? Why your men gotta be thugs and gangsters, And that's all that you limited to here, man. Why you always gotta play ball? You see? You foolish, man. You don't know the Lord, man. You don't know your power. You see? You cleave to vanity. So the Lord said, you foolish. He said, they have not known me. They are Sodom's children. They have none understanding, man. You have no understanding whatsoever, man. And your degrees don't pretty much give you reasoning, man. In which on this side they do. You can say that you wise because you got a doctor's degree, but hey, education is not wisdom, man. Education ain't gonna teach you how to move in a time of famine or all hell breaking loose. So ultimately, you have no understanding. You wise to do evil, but to do good, you have no knowledge, man. Nigga wise in knowing how to pop fireworks, you tying them together, and all sorts of shit, man. All sorts of wickedness that Jake indulge in, man. Celebrating these pagan holidays, man. Hey, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, they heavily indulge themselves in these pagan holidays that the so-called white man set up. And the Lord is continually stricken you, but you refuse correction. You refuse to hearken and turn back to his ways. And all the Lord is just going to pretty much destroy you. Because you cleaving to the devil, man. You cleaving to the so-called white man and his ways. You putting on his covering. This Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 3. He said, O Lord, are not thy eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. You see? And that's, hey, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man. You heavily in that spirit of rebelliousness, man. You're a rebellious nation, man. You refuse to hearken unto your power, man. You refuse to serve your God, man. You rather serve the God of other nations, man, in which they profit you nothing, man. You see, you might get results, but in the end, hey, the results that you get, it contribute to America. What's gonna happen when America collapse? Then that's your everything that you pretty much stand for, or your dreams and aspirations is gonna be bleak, man. You know, you're not going to have, that's why the land is going to be barren of faith, because your faith is in America pretty much being here another 10, 20, 30 years, man. You have faith to turn 50 here, man, or watch your kids grow older. People my age in their 20s, they got faith in being grandparents, man. You know? But, hey, the Lord is continually stricken and consuming you, and you're not grieving, you know, and you still refuse to receive correction, man, to walk on the correct path, you know, and all the Lord is just going to have to destroy you, man. You see? He said they have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return, man. Therefore, I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgments of their power, man. So you actually have a power out here that you're supposed to be serving, you know. But you give up everything that your power. You pretty much turned your back on your power to serve the so-called white man and his guys, man. You know, you serving his holidays. You know, the shit that he set up, man. And which the Lord, you know, our power, hey, he despised the so-called white man and his holidays, man. You know, that's the book of Amos, the 5th chapter. He said, I hate and I despise your feast days. But Jake heavily indulged in it, man. Jake loved the feast days of the so-called white man. They love dressing up, you know, because a lot of niggas then went and got outfits. Nigga then unboxed the joints and bought the joints out. Even when they got a wig done, her nails done. You done bought the kids' outfits. You done bought the fireworks. You know, you threw meat on the grill, and you niggas living it up, man. You know, and whole time, you know, Birth of a Nation. You can turn on the slave movie. It's gonna remind you of what was going on. You know, when the so-called white man was establishing his independence, man. This ain't had shit to do with you. You know, look, this 2 Kings chapter 17. All right. 2 Kings 17 and verse let's see. In verse 14. Matter of fact, I'm start at verse 13. He said, yet the Lord Yahweh Shemel testified against Israel and against Judah, so the whole nation in itself. You know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians as a whole, the Lord testified against you by the mouth of the prophets. You see, by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded your fathers and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. You see? So you actually have laws, commandments, and statutes that you're supposed to be keeping, man. You got your own customs, your own way of living that you forsaken to follow after the ways of America. And the Lord is going to destroy you for that, man. You see, because, hey, for you forsaking the Lord, you took on vanity. Now you heavily indulging in Thanksgiving and 4th of July, New Year's, and Christmas. You see, when ultimately that's an abomination in the eyes of your power, man. The Lord is going to judge. You actually have a God that's looking down on your actions, man. Your power is watching you serve other guys, commit spiritual fornication. And then he going to judge you for that, man. You know, and he's sending his prophets to pretty much give you warning to tell you stop celebrating these fucking holidays, man. This ain't got shit to do with you. You know, let these Americans be Americans, man. This shit ain't got nothing to do with you, man. You a fucking Israelite. You need to start acting like an Israelite, man. You are the greatest nation to ever be created in the earth. And you need to start acting like that. How long is you going to dwell in your simplicity? How long you going to be a fucking nigga, man? And you always got a nigga somewhere that got to say, hey, man, them the old days. You know, that's back in the day. Nigga, hey, that spirit the so-called white man had on him in slavery, that same spirit is still in him today, man. You know? And when he open up on you niggas, you going to consider it, man. Because it's going to be the fear of the Lord. The Lord just quenched the spirit of the so-called white man. You know? But the Lord going to unleash that spirit once again, man. And you going to see his nature, man. You going to see how cruel of a beast he is, man. You know? And if you refuse to hearken unto the message and repent, hey, his fury is going to open up. It's going to pour out on you. The so-called white man have a perpetual hatred for you, man. His hatred would never be quenched, man. You know? This nigga gonna continually hate. He got laws and legislations that's set up against you. You 3/5 of a person here in America, but you celebrate his independence, man. You giving tribute to him. Hey, you became vain. You know, hey, to keep reading, verse 14, notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers. They did not believe in the Lord their power. So you doing the same thing your forefathers was doing. You know, you say that, oh, I trust in my forefathers. Well, you doing the same shit they was doing, man. They didn't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So, hey, you walking in the same steed as your forefathers. When you celebrating these holidays, it's because you don't believe that there's a God out there, man. Hey, the so-called white man is your God. That's why you give tribute to his holidays. You hey, heavenly serve him, man. You happily serve the so-called white man. Don't give a fuck. You know, if you a nigga in the street, you think that you don't cleave to nothing. Hey, ultimately, if you ain't serving the Lord, you serving the so-called white man. You know, he completely got your mind. You still in captivity. He just ain't got you in chains no more, but he got your mind in a chokehold, man. Your customs, your diet, your reasoning, everything is pretty much based off his ideology of things, man. You know, your mindset is based off the things that's here in America. You got the so-called white man mindset, you know. He control your mind. You see? Verse 15, he said, and they rejected his statutes and his covenants that he made with their fathers and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And when you reject the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, ultimately you're rejecting his ways, his way of thinking, his way of living. And it leads you to cleave into some other form of life or some other form of path of walk or whatever that's going to ultimately lead you to death. You see, because anything outside this counsel is death, man. This counsel is life. It promotes life. You see, the commandments are universal laws, man. You know, but to go back to it, he say, and his testimonies, which he have testified against them, and they followed vanity and became vain. You actually started to celebrate the holidays here in America. You celebrating the 4th of July as you following after vanity. And by you doing so, you became vain, man. You became nothing, void in the eyes of the Lord, man. You know, you vain in his eyes. You see, he say, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. So, hey, the things that the heathens do here in America, you ain't got no business doing that shit. Celebrating these pagan holidays, you ain't got no business doing that. Going into churches and indulging yourself in witchcraft and, you know, the ideology of Esau, man, chasing the bag, being whores, being thugs. Hey, that's what the scriptures say, Ecclesiasticus, the 10th chapter, where he say, like the ruler of the city is, so shall the people be also. You know? So, hey, if you operate in the spirit outside the scriptures, you just like the so-called white man. You know? Because he controlled the narrative. So, hey, if you heavily in chasing the bag, it's because he presented that walk to you. You know, and you went after it and you became vain. The Lord charged you not to do as the heathen, man. The Lord know that you got, hey, Matthew the 6th chapter, man, read it. The Lord know that you got one of these things, but the heathen, you know, want it for them, man. But the Lord gonna give you the hearts of your desires if you first seek the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, the Lord said, then all these things shall be added unto thee, man. So you really ain't gotta seek out shit that's here in America, man. Your duty is to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua with fear and trembling. That's your duty in being on the earth. Then the Lord will pretty much He'll add to you, man. You know? But yeah, he said, do like them. And he said, and they left all the commandments of the Lord, their power, and made molten images, even 2 calves. Yeah, and made a grove and worship all the host of heaven and serve Baal. You see, and Rich, you know, you do the same today by way of serving these holidays or going into these churches, into these synagogues and all this. You know, you pretty much indulging yourself with the Americans, man. You know, and it's pretty much going to lead to your death. The Lord is going to destroy you for doing so, man. You know, you have a royal council. You have laws and legislations that you can follow, man. You have holy days to celebrate, man, and righteousness. But you refused that counsel, and you went after the ways of the wicked. And it's ultimately going to lead to your death, man. You know, real quick to get this one and close out. All right, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse 4. He said, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, man. You see, because the wise is considering all things, man. You know, when you consider the shit that go on here in America, hey, it makes you mourn. It makes you, it brings grief to your spirit. It makes you grieve in the spirit, man. It make you cringe. It makes you angry, man. Oppression maketh the wise man mad. You know? He said the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning because of the oppression that's going on here. But the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. You know, you niggas heavily indulging in this American system, man. You still celebrating the holidays. You still celebrating birthdays and shit, Christmas. You in the spirit of mirth. You going to basketball games and football games, and you got season tickets to this and that. You still heavily indulging in that spirit of mirth, man. Fun. You see? That's why you the fool, man. You know? Hey, let me see if I can find this scripture, because he say that the house, pretty much the house of mirth is the end of, here you go, Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living would lead to his heart, man. You would consider it, man. You know, being in that spirit of mirth in the times that we in now is gonna lead to death, because you pretty much not aware of nothing, man. You know, when you having fun, man, you don't be worried about the shit that's going on around you. You having fun, man. You know, and if you always in that spirit, man, you gonna get caught off guard with your pants down, man. You know, then a street bullet hit you or some shit, man. You know, but you know, I just wanted to touch on that, man. You know, another fucking pagan holiday with Jake heavily indulging in it. You know, and it's the reason why the Lord continually is stricken in our nation, man, and consuming our nation, because you niggas constantly going off, and you refuse to pretty much acknowledge your ways. You refuse to acknowledge the Lord, man. So the Lord is going to continue to stricken you. He's going to continue to consume you until you gone. And he going to use the white man to do it. You see, because the nigga who you giving tributes to, this nigga still hates you today, man. He have a perpetual hatred against you, man. And that fire is going to burn until America is destroyed, man. You know, hey, man, but Lord, when you was edified, of course, giving all the glory and praise to you, how about Shemal Shabbat, Shem Hakodash, a barakatah to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, the men, women, and children that sincerely listen and seeking how about Shemal Shah. You know, Lord, once the next time I say Shalom.